Not the whole thing.
No,
No.
he's on about if he checked in like a
Oh,
tower,
yeah,
it
yeah,
would
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
smashed up
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
100%, yeah.
Tempered
100%,
glass
yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this thing right now. It's called the Mothership, but it's $7,500.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Jesus
crazy expensive, but
Christ.
it's like something you like take it apart and you just set it up on your desk like it's a desktop.
You guys going
Hey,
for a
Gigi.
swim?
And it's
I'm going to a
fucking weather.
funeral.
This fucking Jack guy, like,
I'm getting
he's
a
got to stop
shower.
calling me like this.
Yeah, maybe get the stink off yourself, Harry.
Yeah. Let's wash it away.
Hey, you were in the sewers too.
I know. At least I changed, all right? I clean up a little bit. Don't laugh at me.
All right. Yeah, you guys are all a bunch of fucking sewer rats now, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy actually. Well, Luciano's
Yeah.
not, but I wouldn't put it past him if he ends up doing it.
I am tempted, but I can't leave sanitation.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
why not?
Have you confirmed that it affects the sewers that much?
Mm,
Not me or Harry personally, but I heard through like other sanitation guys that it just ruins the sewer stuff completely.
Listen,
Okay.
we're going to go over this right now, but Luciano, you don't have to stay at sanitation. I got that on lock.
yeah.
Like, it's
Hey.
something you do if you want to help, but just understand, like, you know, I pretty much already control everything there. We got
I need
perfect
money.
people helping out.
I need money. That's why I do it. Aside from like giving the crew stuff, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a couple things to go over. One, Arush is gone today. He put in a bunch of fucking dirty cash, 25 like washed bills, 25,000 washed bills, a bunch of shit in the house. He said, "Fuck, I forgot what he said." It's pretty much his kick-ups, for the time that he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he wants to use the excess money that he put there for circuit boards. We can circle back around to that in a second. I don't
Is
know
that
if you
what
guys
that
noticed
cash
as well.
was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys noticed as well. I got our hands on a couple of crates where we can store a lot of cash in it. It holds
Yeah.
about 1,000 in weight, but it's only for cash. So we can store a lot more cash in the house. Now,
Great. Yeah, because I was going a little crazy with it on the floor.
yeah, me too. We got enough to put like 2 or 3 more down as well. I think the first one's already filled, but yeah. Anyways, we'll circle back around to that. The first thing we got to figure out is circuit boards. What we want to do about that. Then we got to figure out who exactly wants to be a part of like doing these robberies and shit. Because I think that's one of those. I think it's one of the things that have to be as consistent as everything else that we do pretty consistently. I think right now we just kind of scramble for whoever's around, and then we just kind of full send it, which is nice. It's fun, whatever. But I think it should be a little bit more organized. You know, we have plans that we set up. We have people who are are going to go that we can rely on going and whatever. That way, it's not always a scramble because I do think that as a part of that specific sort of thing, like I don't think we want to ignore.
Right.
It could be very lucrative. We don't know where it leads, right?
Yeah, and we get the use fees. We get like 20K each time.
Yeah, I think it's
pretty
20K
good.
every 2 fucking days, so it's pretty good. And if we have people who are consistently ready to do it, I think it's good. Obviously, I think Yuno's 100% kind of on that roster, and then Octo,
Right.
100% on that roster. I can tell that Yuno is also very fearful of losing his job at Group 6, so we might have people who are kind of in the same mindset. So we just got to figure out like who's 100% down to consistently do that shit, and then build a roster around them.
Right. I will say I think Tony is really good in those situations.
Yeah.
I think just for
Well,
pulling these sorts of things off, he's very solid.
The only thing with Tony is that he's not always around, you know.
Yeah, so I was gonna. That's what I was gonna
Right.
say. So with this thing, the contracts, right? It's so finicky where you have to make sure you have the contract. If somebody else tries to grab it before you, the boss tells you to fuck off, whatever. So it's got to be something that we're kind of doing consistently on schedule. So it would be every 2 days, whenever the fuck the contract is back up. We don't grab it and then we get ready. We should be ready before it's even up, and then we grab
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
and we know the exact time it's ready. Actually, this is what happened last time. I was about an hour before it happened because I saw you laying in the basement. I was good to go, and they just needed to get cars, and we had an hour to go. You know, it was fine. 2 minutes before it unlocks and we can take the contract, I'm in the house ready to go, and other people are just not there, running around. Some people came back and said, "Oh yeah, let's get ready now." You know, so definitely just keeping that unlocked so that they know that they have to have everything done and ready to go before we can get the contract is going to be really important, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, the good news is before I think we were all under the assumption there was going to be too many people that wanted to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and now I think it's just like just enough people that we can rely on doing it. I'm going to be involved. I'm not going to be involved usually inside. I'm going to be the outside guy helping people get out because I'm also trying to stay relatively clean, although I don't mind getting a record since I just work at sanitation anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's kind of like a game, right? I just want to see how long I can go, staying out of jail or whatever at this point.
Right.
But I think
but
we
this,
need to define like what exact roles we need. We need people like we need people like Octo. What else
already
do
got
we
the
need?
two most important roles out the way. A
Yeah.
really good driver,
Yeah.
Octo, and, a really good fucking hacker, And then we got a really
Yeah.
good backup driver, Tony, right? So we already have like the most important shit out the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna settle into the role where I just help with the planning a lot. Help with setting up the getaways and shit. It's important to have somebody like that. And we don't really have anybody right now that kind of does that, so I don't mind doing it. I used to do it a lot way back in the day, so I can get back into that no problem. This segues into a very important conversation though. Is how in God's name, and this is just beyond even just the robberies. This is kind of central for a lot of shit. How in God's name are we going to figure out how the fuck we juice our Bitcoin farming when circuit boards are liquid fucking gold right now?
Yeah.
Something we need to figure out. We need to figure out a system that fucking works. Straight up, like the crew that I built at sanitation, with the help of Harry and Luciano, is probably the only reliable crew right now that promotes or produces a mass quantity. The reason why that's a problem is I have so many fucking people that rely on me that the minute we start dedicating the materials to the circuit boards, I will lose customers, which is not a bad thing depending on how we set this shit up.
Mm.
And the
Yeah.
problem is, hindsight's 2020. We should have been doing this so long ago. Like we
Right.
should have just contributed everything that we had to the Bitcoin shit, and then made money. Because now we're stuck in, this kind of weird situation where every circuit board we put into the farm is, $8 to $7. And I did the math. Okay, just to get from 29.4, which is what we're at right now, to 50, is gonna cost us about 27,500 electronics.
Jesus.
And
Oh my
even
God.
now, I think 50 a day at this point is way too fucking low. I think a number
Yeah.
we want to get to is 100. And to get to 100 I think it's like upwards, like around 200,000 something circuit boards.
Jesus Christ.
It's a very, very indigestible number.
Yep. Unless the price of circuit boards goes down, which it probably won't because of all these blueprints that are popping up now. We're fucked. I mean, we have to find a strategy for it.
If these blueprints indicate anything, we're kind of seeing where the market is kind of landing a little bit, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
blueprints, the contracts, you can kind of gauge it a little bit. Even though I think in my mind it will go higher, it could stay where it's at right now. But if we're making at least 100 a day, we're making 700 a week.
Right.
I don't think we'll be wanting to make more than that.
My thought
Now-
is if we put into getting GPUs and farming the Bitcoin first, that's a lot of overhead at first to be spending. But at that point, there are going to be other people that don't have enough money to do that themselves. We can just sell the Bitcoin to them directly.
Yeah, I was thinking
Right?
that.
At that point, if we're juicing it and we don't need it, we could just do that. And that might be, end of the line more lucrative than just selling them the circuit boards. Because then after they have the circuit boards, they don't need us anymore, right? Our job is done. But at least if we have the circuit boards and we're making the butt coin, we can keep them on the hook for that longer.
Yeah, but the problem is now, like, if I start, if I tell the crew, listen, I need all the circuit boards that we can get. There's no way I can tell them I'm going to do it for less than 6.5.
Right.
So our overhead gets crazy. Like, we will need, just to get to 50, it will cost us some math here. At minimum, it's going to cost us $178,000.
Jeez. Okay.
At minimum, that's at $6.50.
Yeah, we can't afford to. We don't have enough money in the crew, I don't think, to invest in GPUs in terms of like clean cash or dirty cash. But the only solution I can think of, but it would be like, it would be a short-term sacrifice, which would suck. Would be you start selling this butt coin, and all the money you get from selling the butt coin gets dumped into GPUs. Because think about, like, you know, we already produce a good amount. If you sell what you're mining every day, and then you then buy more, and then you get more per day, and it kind of just, like, we start the snowball again. But the problem with that is, then we may not have. I mean, I guess if we reserve Bitcoin, at least for these laundromats, you know, or maybe have like a reservation of Bitcoin and sell the rest, that could be put into GPU money, and then that way, like, it's kind of the crew's Bitcoin, right? And the crew's money, whereas like, I don't know if we dumped all the crew's money into the graphics cards, because you and the sanitation guys need to be paid for the circuit boards. We might go broke.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to be paid. Like, they will need to be paid though. There's no way they'll just do that, because this is like I said. If it was like 10,000, I could be like, guys, you know, give me fucking 10,000, no problem. We're talking like, we need more than 27,500. We need more than that. Well, and even that is a fucking insane number.
Well, that 27,000, I did the math, is $225K minimum dollars.
Yeah.
So, 225. That's nearly a quarter of $1 million.
No, minimum would be 178,000. 27,500.
Oh, because you said 6.5, right?
6.5.
I did all 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it for 6.5.
Okay.
It'll be cheaper, but it's still upwards to almost $250,000.
How much do we have, GG? Like, in terms of dirty and clean money right now?
Let me check right now.
Real quick, while she checks, what's the going price for one Bitcoin right now? Do we know?
0. Nobody's buying Bitcoin because they would rather have the farmers themselves. It'll get to a point where people, I think, would buy Bitcoin if it got to a realistic cheap price. $200 a Bitcoin, $100 a Bitcoin. If you go to a guy, here's $1,000 a Bitcoin, and be like, "Fuck you! I'm just gonna get my own farm going."
See,
Right.
but that's almost like foolish, because I don't think people really have done the math and worked out like how much you have to invest to get a farm going. So I don't understand how the Bitcoin isn't expensive. You know.
Because
I suppose because
Bitcoin is a very weird thing. So you got to think about it this way: the cost to set up is grand, but then you're
free.
passively doing something for nothing.
So it can be kind of
Right.
cheaper. I see what you're saying.
So so it does become cheap, because let's say we're at 100 Bitcoin right now, we're not doing anything for that. Obviously, you know, besides the startup costs, but at that point, you're waking up every day with an extra 100 Bitcoin. Which is very hard to value highly when you're doing it for free. And then people are going to realize that as well. So they would just rather do that themselves than pay a premium.
So do we need the extra Bitcoin like mining? Because if the jobs aren't every day, if you're saying these contracts every 2 days, is it 50 Bitcoin?
Well, let me break it down for you. Okay. So this is why I think we need it. So a magazine, 200 Bitcoin.
Okay.
Ammunition, 50 Bitcoin.
For a blueprint?
Robbery contract, for blueprint.
Okay.
Yeah. Robbery contract for ammunition, 50 Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Robbery contract for laundromat, 50 Bitcoin. Tool to rob the laundromat, 50 Bitcoin.
Holy.
Tool to rob the ammunition, 10 Bitcoin.
Okay, no,
God knows
say
what
less,
other contract. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay.
God knows
It's
what
only
other
gonna get
contracts
bigger.
pop up. Yeah, it's only gonna. Let's just talk theoreticals, right? Let's say a contract pops up to rob a vault for $10 million. What do you think a Bitcoin for that's gonna be?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's a no-brainer then. Like I think we Gigi's great at what she does. I mean, at least for me, I think we have to have reserves to get people paid. We have 2 properties. We do not need a third, at least, God knows, anytime soon. I think that the crew's money needs to be dumped into this into the Buckcoin farm, at least in my mind.
Right.
Like I only care about
My-
having the reserves to make sure our people are paid. Well, after that, like what really, like if we're investing in this, like it is, we need it, right? What else are we gonna spend the money on if you think about it?
Well, the reality is, it's not really a gamble, but there's things that are integrated with the butt coin, and there's things that we don't need to survive without it, right? So the moonshine is a good example of that. It's whatever the fuck the process is. It doesn't require any butt coin. At least I'm assuming it doesn't. Then you go on the flip side. Mota and pushing drugs on the turf requires butt coin, and we don't know. And this is one of the baby steps for that as well. And then
Right.
obviously the robberies and shit.
Well, so the other factor that I think we need to put into this too is the market overall. If everyone is juicing GPUs right now, everyone's buying circuit boards, everyone's making GPUs, everything, they're going to have GPUs. And at some point, they're going to run out of money to buy them and it's going to stop. Or they're going to feel like they're producing enough Bitcoin for now and they're going to slow down, which means those prices on producing all that stuff and juicing your own farm will go down. So we need to factor in how long do we think that will take. Do we just juice the money right now and sell the circuit boards so we have a lot of money, wait for that market to shift, and then buy this stuff up a little bit later? I know we're not farming in that meantime, but if it's enough later, we could also just up production, once those prices go down. So that's on you really, because you have a better idea of materials in that market, but the market will go down at some point because of how much people are just going and doing all that.
It will go down eventually, but I think I agree with what Lang said to me like a couple of weeks ago. It may not go down for months. Because
I don't think it'll go down for months, guys.
It's going to take people time to like build up these farms, right? Like,
yeah,
and
it's
a
lot of time.
They're going to see like, oh, well,
Got it.
I need 50 for a tool. I need 50 for ammunition. They're going to want to do this shit. They're going to, like, if you don't, as well, like
You're gambling.
I don't think people
Mhm.
would really sell the Buckcoin if people only want to buy it for cheap because especially
my
if they're
theory-
using it.
It's a gamble because my theory is it could get worse.
Yeah, it
if
could.
the boss, right, theoretical, the boss wants to sell a bazooka tomorrow for 2,000 Bitcoin, it's over.
It's gonna be a
So-
frenzy.
It's gonna be $250 a fucking electronic or some dumb shit. I think it'll get worse.
I think it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Like these baguettes. I mean, look, guys. Look, Gigi. Look. I know it's not. It's similar, but not really the same. But like people are paying like $36 for like this moldy water and baguettes.
Mm-hmm.
Which like
Exactly.
electronics that's still $8 per. I think that could get way worse. I think we have to at some
Definitely.
point like maybe limit. I mean, it's tough though, right? Because it is at the same time, what if there is an opportunity that comes along to our crew, but it actually requires like a cash investment?
Yeah, that's the other
That's the problem.
thing to be aware
Yeah,
of
the
as well
balance.
is Bitcoin isn't everything. Cash, in my opinion, is probably still more valuable than Bitcoin, and it still can be.
Yeah.
It's going to get us the properties. It's going to get us the cars, the guns, or whatever, and whatever the fuck else. We don't know. Like me and Harry, we've been dreaming about growing indoors. If we can do that, it's probably going to cost cash, right? If we want to start fucking cooking meth, crack cocaine, that shit ain't going to be Bitcoin. It's probably going to be cash, right?
Yep.
Right.
So it's the we need to be healthy on both sides. Hindsight's 2020, but fucking Christ, we are at a terrible bottleneck right now.
Yep.
And like I said, if the number was like, oh, we need like 10,000, 20,000 electronics, and we're good. We need like, let me do the math exactly right now, okay? We're at 29.4, which leaves us 70.6 Bitcoin left that we need to juice up for. A graphics card does 0.4. So that's 176 graphics cards. Is that the
Jesus.
correct math?
Hmm.
So 88,250 circuit boards. I think that's the correct math.
Wow.
Or roughly correct. I don't know if the 250 would make sense. It's 500 each, but yeah.
I mean, I'm on board with just juicing it. Yeah, putting money into it because this, I'm leaning toward. I think this is probably the lowest the price will ever be
Yeah.
for all these things, and it's going to go up, considering how fast new things come on the market for Buttcoin and for all of this shit.
It's over $500,000, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my thought is, we see who's willing.
Whoa.
We ask everyone, do you want to straight up give us money for this project? Do you want to work and give the crew a higher cut? Because right now we're taking, what, 30% of what people are doing?
And
What
that
do
right
they
there,
need money
Gigi,
for? Can we ask them for that? I would try.
you are segueing us perfectly into the next fucking topic of
Okay.
discussion. And that is, who the fuck is doing shit and who the fuck is not doing shit. And I'm going to take it on the chest. All right. It's a couple of people that I vouch for. Take all the responsibility for it. Larry Oscar fucking disappeared. Martin, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Ilya is doing good work. Octo, listen, Octo is our best guy right now. I every morning I wake up, he's at the house, he's cleaning cash. Every time I go back to the house, he's at the house, he's cleaning cash. Tony, I want to assume has been doing shit, although I don't really know. Same with Yuno. I want to assume that he's at least getting his own money up. I don't really fucking know.
Yeah.
Who else am I missing?
So there's so we're at a point, right? You make a very good point, and it's, to me, things have changed a lot since we first put this together. Now let me elaborate. Yeah. When we first formed this group, and we're talking the beginning weeks, and we talked about a 10K Don payout per week. Like, don't get me wrong, 10K is still a good amount of money, but it's not what it was like nearly 2 months ago. So you have that, okay? We made a decision to, take a cut of criminal money brought in, which, it's fine, it's working, but it's an absolute bitch to go through that process, a 5-step process to even have the money cleaned. But like, I think we might have overlooked something like, once people pay their 10K in for the week, we ain't taxing people on the clean work they do. That's just a thought. I'm not saying we didn't really need to change anything, but I think we probably could bring in more crew money. I think if we needed to, because you think
sorry, go ahead.
I think people are making more money than they were 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So here's like the deal, right? It's. So if we're talking about, if we ignore like most of the other issues, the first thing we can do is, like straight up, right? Like for me, I've been hustling. I've been saving up a boatload of cash. I don't really spend it on much. We might have to have a conversation where it's like, okay, who can contribute extra cash? It becomes a very, it could get very messy very fast. But if it's something that requires a bit of desperation or, some sort of big move, it's something we can do, right? Is go, hey, Lang, how much cash can you fucking contribute? We're going for a big project. Kickups aren't enough. Whatever money we're bringing in, is not enough. Whatever. That is a road we can take. Because, like I said, I think I would assume at the very least, if not all the guys and girls, a couple are at least working jobs or are getting their own money up, right? So that's something we can do. Like I said, could get messy, but it's something we can consider. The second thing to consider would be, once again, I don't want to be that guy, but maybe restructure the way money flows in again a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I know we've done a few times, but I just think it's the name of the game. I think we got to keep whacking away at it until we realize it's really working. I don't see why we would stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because my thought is, what do people need money for? What do they need it for? A car? what after that?
Trust me, I regret buying my car. It's a waste of money. It's a money dump. I'm telling you, the repairs and shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
regret.
don't even need money.
I mean, see that
That's what I'm
conversation
saying.
is kind of tough to have though. Like, I don't want to go up
Yeah,
to
for sure.
like one of our people and be like, listen, I need you to give me your entire bank account. 'Cause what the fuck do you need a car for?
Of course.
Or what the fuck you know what I mean? I don't want to get in the way of people working for their own shit. But at the same time, it's like the balance of, okay, like we need you, if you can, to help contribute more for this project, which is why I also just kind of lean to the second option of just kind of reworking the way things work again. Which would be like, I don't know, we would have to cook up something. What I lean towards maybe is, what do I lean towards
We
right now? I
have
don't
this
even know.
weird
Like, I don't
thing.
even know.
We have this
We
we have
could-
this weird
yeah.
thing, in my opinion, where we have a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this. Let's call it a crew. I'm gonna use a broad term, whatever we've built here. But like, I think a lot of the mindset is they think of like, I guess, I just have to cover my buy-in, and then like, I don't really care about bringing in extra, because here's the thing, right? We've made it so that you do your buy-in per week, but then you only get in, like, the crew is only taking a cut out of your criminal activities. Now, if people aren't doing that kind of shit because it might be beneath them, or they're not interested, then like, we can't really see the work they're doing for their crew. Like, we don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
If,
We're not tracking time spent.
if someone is in the crew but they're spending all their fucking week working a packer, they're accumulating a fuck ton of money, and the crew has no idea. They're doing nothing for the crew. Think about that.
Yeah.
Now that's
Right.
we've got, like, there is flaws with the little system we've made, not massive ones, but like, like for me, like I always kind of if I was doing weed, or now I've got this moonshine, or before that I was doing fucking AC, chopping, sewer work. You can see every week that I'm bringing in like the dirty cash into the crew, and it gets taxed. But if you ain't in that line of work, you ain't really bringing shit in. And if you got no skills, like, what do you even bring to the table at that point? So it's like, I do think we need to change things, in my opinion, because it's hard to really know. Like, I don't know what some of the people even are up to. I have no idea. I think we need we really need to, I think, either like tighten ship a little bit, or at least work on some structure, or change around the numbers a bit, because like you could
I think
you could very easily do the minimum, but then, like, at the same time, like, I don't know, man. I feel like how much more can you ask of people? It's a tough one. I don't know.
Well,
it's how much
I will
more can you ask
say-
of people who aren't officially 100% in? Because I think the conversation is easier with people who I know are 100% in. For example, I can go to fucking Uno right now and be like, listen, I need $200,000 so we can juice up the butt coin for whatever, right? To do the robberies. I know he's gonna do it 100%.
Because it's his, like, he knows, like, that for him is very important. But other people,
Right.
why would they give a
Yeah.
fuck, right?
Exactly. Like, he'll
Yeah, they're not
understand the
even in the
importance,
house,
and he might not even want to do it, but he'll do it, right? Or same with somebody like, like who's like somebody like Ilya as well. I can go to Ilya and be like, listen, I'm not gonna, Luciano can go to Ilya and be like, I'm not gonna pay you for a week, but I need you to push this mota. He's probably still gonna do it. Like, almost guaranteed, I think he'd still do it.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And then, and Octo is a good example, because Octo was one of the worst guys that we had, all due respect, coming into it. And now he's easily like one of our best guys, if not the best. So there's opportunity for people to kind of get it together. And maybe it's important to acknowledge, I don't know, for me, like, when we bought people in, me and Luciano, we had very long conversations, and we emphasized exactly how this works and exactly what you need to do to make it work. And it seems like a lot of people have, got it, at least, at the very least. But, people like Larry, Oscar, might be the biggest two culprits in terms of, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They're not connecting with the rest of the crew.
Yeah,
sure.
and I feel like we've explained it very well. But then Martin is kind of on both sides, where I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but I think he wants to contribute. I just don't know what the fuck he's thinking.
Does. I have some to say on that, because I've talked to Marty a lot, actually. We've been talking a lot. And me and his guys too, Larry and Oscar. And they're kind of on the same page with us. It seems like they are aware that they're not contributing a lot, and they've told me directly they want to, but they need direction. They're not really good at being autonomous on this, and they don't know what to do. We were just talking about this yesterday, me and Marty. Um, I think they would be willing to do more. If we tell them, "Hey, we're in a spot and we need this. Let's juice it." We can give you something later, bring you around on more things, whatever it is. I think they are very willing. We just have to, I think, directly assign them to do stuff. I don't think they know what to do.
Sounds to me like holding hands, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds like holding
Exactly.
hands to me as well. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we,
which
we
isn't
had
the
we,
best.
we had pretty straightforward conversations. I mean, I even had one with Larry and Oscar where they're like, "What if we just bring in 30,000 materials this week for the crew?" I'm like, "Then fucking do it. Like, if that's what you want to do, fucking do it. Bring it to the table." I said word for word, the entire crew would bend over and suck your dick if you did that. Since saying that, fucking haven't seen them around, and it's cool. Like, I'm not gonna get people shit for not being around or whatever, but they've thought of. I've noticed they've thought about doing things like this or doing different things, and I tell them straight up, then do it. Like, no one's stopping me. If you think it's a good idea,
Right.
fucking do it. And I encourage it, and then I walk away, and it seems like nothing's being done. I could be wrong, though. I haven't spoken to them. I could be absolutely wrong. I'm just going off of my own assumption.
Yeah, they threw in some materials the other day, but it was like, I think between all of them, it was like 5,000. And which is something. It shows that they're just doing it on their own, but that's not a lot of volume. So I
Yeah.
think they had the idea there, but I don't know how much time they're actually putting into it. It doesn't feel like that's a lot.
I think this is. I think defining, maybe, like, this is actually goes back to the first topic. Defining this little crew. So again, no, tell me if I'm wrong. The heist crew requires fuck tons of Bitcoin, right? So maybe if you define the roster, and then obviously we're gonna probably need some extras as well, and then, like, is it fair? I don't know really sure if it's fair, but maybe like, if people know that they're doing, they're juicing up for a reason, might kind of maybe give them more motivation to cough up. Or do you just want to, like, start, like, taxing the whole crew in general? Because I tell you right now, I think a lot of people are probably, they probably just don't like why would you want to, like, give everything if you're not being a part of something? I mean, there's people that aren't in that mindset, but there are definitely people that are.
Yeah, which is fair, right?
It's fair.
I wouldn't blame.
Fair.
I wouldn't blame somebody for being like, but the idea is, though, it's not like they're not going to be a part of something, right? Like,
they are. Yeah.
For example, like, they're running their own crew. Like, they'll still get the benefits of that. The reality is, it gets weird because I ask myself, okay, were we not clear enough with people? But then you look at people like at Octo, at Ilya, Teddy, and it shows that what we said has worked with a majority of people. It's what we said, like, be proactive, contribute to the crew, think of ways you can contribute to the crew, step up, all the shit that we would say, right? And it's worked on people. I mean, Octo is a prime example of that. The guy stepped up. He's been proactive. He's fucking cleaning. He's bringing in money. He's paying his fucking dues. He's looking at other ways he can fucking contribute. He's showing up for the fucking heist. He's been the getaway driver. So
Yeah.
For me, it's like, yeah. I don't know if it's us, really. I really don't think it is. And yeah, I mean, that's just straight up. I just don't think it's us. I think we've been very clear on how shit works.
So I think to save ourselves a massive drama fest and headache, I think what would make sense to me, and I'm curious what you guys think, is, like, for me personally, I haven't really been like, yeah, I really want, I want to spot in this heist crew, gimme, because I think to myself, well, listen, I don't have a role. There's nothing that, like, really I bring to the table. I definitely don't have money to dump into this Bitcoin. So I suppose, like, if what I'm trying to say, Lang, is I know you and have money. If you guys are, like, in this heist team and you guys need Bitcoin, if you guys are locked in, it may not be the worst thing if you to invest in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, the money I make, like, all this money I make is for two reasons. One, to invest in the crew if we need it, and then two, obviously, to keep investing in the like, material game, right? So, obviously, we want to buy our own property, we want to get a business license, pivot into a private business, all that shit is going to take cash. That's the only. That's all where my money's going to go to. It's either the material shit, which is going to make us more money, or into the crew, which hopefully also makes us fucking more money.
Yeah, I think
Right.
like for me, like I think that for if you put together this heist crew with you're probably gonna need some backups in there, whatever. You get those people together and be like, listen, guys, if we want to do this, we want to do this for the crew. We need fucking Buttcoin. It's gonna motivate people out the fucking ass, and I think they'll solve the problem right there, because I think it could be detrimental to our bigger kind of thing if we're upping taxes, draining people when they're not for something that they're not really a part of. Now, I just think I don't know if it's the kind of message we want to be sending. I mean, it's tough. It really is tough. I go back and forth a lot,
Yeah, it's back
I think
and
you
forth.
see where I'm coming from, right?
But you also have to think about
Right.
like the weed stuff requires Buttcoin. Making guns requires Buttcoin. Like it's heists or whatever, or robberies, but it's also more than that, and it could become much more than that. What happens if down the line, all of a sudden, it requires a fuck ton of Buttcoin to, let's just, for example, let's just say it requires a fuck ton of Buttcoin to operate a weed farm, right?
Yeah.
What happens to all the weed guys that didn't contribute cash at that point?
Yeah.
You see how it starts getting very messy?
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
does
oh,
get
now you want to
messy.
use our fucking Buttcoin to fucking do your weed, bitch, when you didn't want to fucking put in, you know what I mean?
Yep. No. That. Yeah. See
listen,
that's the other side of it for sure.
Hiccups. I mean, what if we increase them to 10K for everybody? Like Harry said, everybody's making more money these days. Maybe increasing them to 10 might be a good idea. At least as a temporary thing. We just tell everybody, hey, listen, we got to make an investment, and eventually it'll drop back down. Just kind of increase the tax a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to get clean cash in for people who are only doing clean jobs. Guarantee that
sure, for sure.
without trying to take a percentage of what they're doing or dipping into that like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
realistically, that's it's a couple more thousand a week. I mean,
5,000 for people like that are doing grime or G6 is
Yeah.
is probably nothing.
It's
Nothing. They can easily put another five in
That's
there as
true.
well. And for us,
yeah, no,
Dons,
I'm saying for the crew, increasing it to 10, like it's gonna get
Yeah.
us an extra, max what?
How many people do we
50K
have?
a week
50K
at
a week,
most.
right?
At most, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, but we need money now, right?
Yeah.
That could pay you guys back though, like if you are willing to maybe loan to the crew and then the increased dues pay you back over time, then that's not so bad. That offsets it, but it's not that much money. Is what I'm saying.
That's the thing, right? That's another thing I want to bring up, because I really liked Arush's system where he put money to people's name. That was a fucking great system in my eyes. So, if
What do you mean?
so, let's say you and put money in for Buttcoin, like that's not a donation. No, like that money is gonna get back to you one day. See, the funny thing is, what I was just thinking about now is, we have a lot of people, but very few operations. So we got weed, and then we might have moonshine, depending on how it goes. But like I think in the future, as more and more operations open up, there's more and more money coming in, which will make it way easier for people to be paid back. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's also like the roof running shit, the chop shit. Like the roof running shit is crazy money.
It
You just
It
need
is.
people on it
yeah.
and doing it.
That's the thing, right? Like if we look at our what do we have? Me, Luciano, Gigi, we're all kind of trying to build this little moonshine empire. You know, that's one thing we're doing. The weed shit we've been doing for a hot minute, but then you've got those odd jobs, right? Which is still bringing in cash, but it's not consistent, right? It's as and when people are doing it, and at least the crew is getting
Right.
a cut of it. But I do think if people are, we don't want this animosity of people giving personal money and not being paid back for it. So I think if anyone is deciding to invest in GPUs, the treasurer, it keeps a note of it, and we need a system to start paying those people back over time for sure. It's the only fair way
Yeah.
to do it.
And honestly, we should keep a list of how much people have given for us to just be able to juice these things, buy extra stuff up front, and whoever's done the most, we consider these people if there's anything that they need, in the future. We really kick back to them in the form of time or just absolutely anything. If someone was looking to maybe get into the house at some point later on, right? We're going to consider the people who contributed a lot and didn't ask for anything back first.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we can also pose it that way of, look, we don't really have a way to quantify your contributions to the group other than this. So if you want to be ahead, this is how you do it.
I think
Man, it's just.
I think now more than ever, Gigi, if you could, I think we need to get at least, we need to get everyone back to a zero balance. Like, it's gone, like,
Yeah.
it's getting, I mean, listen, we've had a lot on our plate, but, like, I think by Friday or, maybe next Friday, there's just no Don, no person in the crew should have a debt at this point.
Yeah, no debts. Everyone's got pay their fines, debts. Everything has to be done by this Friday. Fuck next Friday. Literally this Friday. People have to be at zero.
It's going to be a little bit extra money to equal everyone out, put everyone back to you. Have the info, right, of debts and stuff. I mean, I think
what's my debt at?
I think I'm like in still like 5K debt. I paid that 5K fine, but I'm pretty sure I'm in like 5K debt. I think we get everyone should be at a zero before, if we ever decide to do this, where we need everyone at zero.
Luce, you're debt free.
Yeah, baby. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Good.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
It looks like it's just, Harry, you've got
Yeah.
4,900 left.
49. Jesus.
That's right.
Good shit, Luciano.
And then it's just Tony at that point. He looks like, I think he's around 20K, but he could do, looking at the Packer runs and how much they're making, he could do that tomorrow easy.
Yeah, I mean, we get, that's 25K right there, which, it's a drop in the ocean, but we get all the Dons on back, everyone's back at zero, and then, we then we ain't got to worry about, people still owe money to the crew, and then I think, I mean, what do you think about that, Lang? The idea of, like, you get the money back, but in the future. I mean, be honest.
I don't know. Okay, here's the reality. Everyone's gonna be pulling their weight, right? There's a couple people I look at, I'll be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. That's fine. And there's a couple people I look at, and to be honest, I look at them like, why the fuck am I putting in money for this piece of shit?
Well, who are you talking about?
On that list, Tony. Love Tony, it's my boy, but Tony, it's my fucking boy. I love the guy. It's my boy. Fucking Tony, Martin, Larry, Oscar,
right?
And that is and low key, this fucking Luciano guy, low key.
Oh, motherfucker.
Ooh.
Motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
I've put every cent that I've earned in this goddamn city into this crew, paying back debt, fucking everything, kickback, all of it. I got 20K. I could drop it here right now. I don't give a damn. I'd be broke.
I'm just fucking with you. But the reality is, I feel like I will build resentment towards those people though, if they don't start stepping up, straight up. If I'm contributing hundreds of thousands of dollars, I have no issue doing it, and I will do it if I have to at the end of the fucking day. It's what I'm here for. But these motherfuckers got to step up. And I don't need to hear, I don't know how this works. I don't know what to do. I don't know that. I'm tired of hearing that.
I think, if you, I mean, the situation is right. Like, if you want, you want to be part of this fucking heist crew, you have to understand that, like, that shit's expensive, man. You're gonna have the craziest Buckcoin farm to ever keep up with it. And I think everyone involved, if you're like, yeah, I want to be in this heist crew, then you need to, like, start contributing, no? Or
Yeah. I don't think we should take anyone along on heist crew unless we can value either they gave us a good amount in contributions or their time is just that valuable. Outside of that, they shouldn't be brought along for anything because
I think it's fair,
I see them
right?
just bringing everyone around. Yeah.
Oh, 100% it's fair, yeah. I mean, we even said it from the beginning, right? Top earners get priorities and benefits and shit.
And it's like, if down the line, I know, like you said that, like, I know down the line you said, like, that there's other shit we could use the Buckcoin for, and it would be the same again. Like, if I said, let's just say if I needed Buckcoin for moonshine, then it's like, okay, well, I have to start contributing to get the fucking butt coin. I think we just got to make it like, yeah, I think that's like the way maybe we could do it.
Yeah, it's just a one-for-one system. If you've contributed, then when you need something later, you can ask if you've contributed. If not, there you go.
Because
It becomes something rewarding. You know, you work up to
exactly.
it. Not just anybody can just join along just because.
Yeah, you
I
can
do
come
like
on a
that.
heist because, like, you know, I
You've
feel
earned
like
it.
It's gonna light a fire up people's asses. Because at the same time, I do see where Lang's coming from. I know like has all his money. He may not give a fuck about it. I don't know, but I know that guy. The reason he has that money is because guy's on a 3-hour sleep cycle. Has done G6 for fucking weeks. It's
Yep.
and then it's just like I said. It's not fair.
Well, here's the problem, right? Martin's got his own little crew going with the heists.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah, me too.
You
I was
know,
gonna say
he's
something
got
about
all his shit. Like, what's the incentive for them joining in with us? They said they
Exactly.
wanted to contribute, but the reason why they're not dropping that would be like the 10K materials a day on us or whatever they said that they could do, is because they can just go to Marty's house anytime. They could sit around and talk. Jean Paul has been doing heists with them, you know, and that's all exciting and fun and cool for them to run around together. And you know, they've already got that covered. So what do they want?
Oh boy, that's
Yeah.
gonna the materials is gonna be going to their heist shit, and at that point, like if they're not, oh god,
Yeah.
if they're not in our heist crew and they're not really like bringing in dirty cash, they're not making operations, they ain't looking at business ideas, like
They're just a part of the
tight.
crew.
The second
tight
heist
between
crew,
them.
the second heist crew isn't bad if they're still contributing overall. Yeah, like they give us like gun parts and shit, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a fuck about the gun parts. Personally,
Right.
Martin
Right,
came in
yeah.
trying to act like that was like he just fucking gave us, a bag of gold, which for me, the gun parts are nice, they're useful.
yeah,
I don't fucking need them right now. Maybe I'll need them one day, but right now I don't need them.
yeah.
Right.
Just need one, and we got one ourselves. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah. And I will say he was coming up with a little plan. He was trying to pitch it to me, and we were going to work on it together of something he can do with Buttcoin, where he wanted to maybe make a system where he's selling it or he's juicing it, and you know, it was a whole thing. It was before the circuit boards got incredibly expensive, so we were going to revisit it. But my thought is, if he's got his operation, we could juice our stuff, but can we just get Buttcoin from him and pay him for that and involve them, kind of in the system a little more, so that they feel like we're pooling resources together. And then maybe we say, hey, we'll do, this heist, you do that at this time. We sort of coordinate, so it does feel like two crews working together, not just two crews that exist near each other, kind of, sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Thing is,
that's a
the
good
big
point.
issue here is like the chemistry as well, right? Because we don't really have much chemistry with Larry or Oscar. Maybe not even with Martin, to be honest. They have that chemistry amongst them, working kind of separately as well. It's just doesn't feel right. In
This was something that they brought up to me, actually. I feel like I'm like their representative right now, because I feel like they talked to me a lot the last couple of days about this. Something that I had said to them, they did say they didn't feel too involved and they wanted to. And I said, what would help that? And honestly, just bringing them around more into our operations,
Yeah,
taking
but
them along,
Gigi, listen.
Yeah.
You are amazing. All right. I love you. This exact kind of shit that I'm here right now makes me tune out.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't be going to you to talk about, like, it's fine if they want to brainstorm and shit, but if they're coming to you to kind of project whatever problems they have to you in hopes that you do something about it for them, it's already becoming high school shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they should come and be like, listen, I'm going to use Octo as an example again. We told him, you need to step up. You need to be around more. You need to get involved. It's exactly what he started doing. He didn't start projecting problems, talking to nobody. He started calling motherfuckers. He started showing up. Half the time, this guy doesn't call nobody. He just shows up. I see him at the house every fucking morning. Every morning, I know Octo's going to walk into those fucking doors, grab a pile of fucking wash cash, go out there and do his job.
Yep.
No, that's fine.
The minute we start holding people's hands, shit just starts fucking falling apart. I mean,
It starts getting real fucking weird.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we can't be doing that. And whether we either have this kind of talk with them, or we clean house. We gotta be fucking. It's either black or white.
I mean, that's just the answer.
Yeah.
I think it, you know, in terms of I think for now, you know, I think it'd be it's very important to, you know, link up with get this kind of heist crew in a bit more like, you know, some structure to it, roles, definitely expectations by the sound of things, you know, being on time, and like again, I think as well, no complacency. We're over that shit. Just because you're in the heist crew now, you got a spot. You start not turning up, start being late, not being prepared, you can get fucking cut. Obviously, like, you know, not and Octo, because let's be honest, is the fucking GOAT, and same with Octo. Like those two.
I mean, listen, if anyone is solidified, it's those two.
Yeah, but you know the other everyone else, right? Like, you know, they're probably disposable. Hate to say it. If you, I feel like if you want in, you gotta be serious about it. You gotta be contributing. You gotta be pulling your weight. Because, you know, like, for example, if I was to join this heist crew, I look in the mirror. I ain't a fucking hacker. I ain't a fucking driver. If I want to be a part of it, the one thing I could bring would be juicing the fuck out of the Buckcoin if I made a shit ton of money, right? Like shit like that. Because really, what else? You know, what really else are you doing? So, I think really have that heist meeting, and go over, you know, what's expected, and then everyone involved in that group needs to really put money and effort into the Buckcoin. But then I would keep track of everything, because Lang's right, you know, the Buckcoin farm is still for the crew, and like down the line it might be used for other operations. So at that point, like, you know, I mean, it's worth keeping track of like how much is being dumped into this heist stuff, so it's not forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll talk to I'll have a conversation about, you know, kind of, you know, getting things a bit more serious, you know, with the heist crew and Octo. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'll do. Yeah. I can handle that part, no problem. And then maybe I'll talk to about see what plans we can come up with to juice the farm.
Yeah.
Go from
I
there.
think delegating some responsibility to him would be pretty good. I think he's he's got a good head on his shoulders. So, if anybody, he knows how to handle the whole operation. He's probably the best one to go to.
I think for me, in terms of the broader crew, I mean, for me, like, I'm glad we have Ilya. I still think, you know, Sai is, you know, I had some unfortunate shit happen, but Sai is solid and he's not even been brought in yet. You know, we got fucking Teddy. We got some real good people, and like I still think we're very much in like the building phase, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
We just have the weed up, and then now like the moonshine shit is still very new. Like apart from that, you know.
I mean, this is going to be a very important 2 weeks for Ilya. I straight up told him, like, this is your path to a promotion, my man. Arush is gone. You know, let's see how you do, and let's see how much product you push with the people under you, because they're all under him now. Who are obviously he's under Luciano.
Right.
Yeah, I'm taking a little bit of a step back to see how things are affected. You know, when it comes to like managing the crew and whatnot. I want to see how he does.
That's something I actually wanted to bring up. Talking about weed, we have so much stock sitting in the house that hasn't been pushed in a bit, and I want to make sure that that's not going bad. You know, that's getting pushed in time. I've been keeping track of it, and you know, the operation feels like it's slow on that end. What are we doing about that?
As of yesterday, we had 4 pushes on the turf, including actually 5 with Stevie. Stevie's back around. I don't know about Ramon. Haven't seen Ramon like ever. But we've had 4 people pushing. There is a bit of a situation with all that. I did a little bit of testing. The boys that are on the new computer, they push every 2 minutes and a half. And the buyers seem to be buying like 2-3 bags. They don't really buy a lot anymore. Whereas me, that I'm on the old computer, I push every minute and a half. Same amount though. So I don't know if we should like get them on the old computer or what. Cause
but does time really matter that much?
They're taking like 2 hours to push 100 bags.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doubles the amount of time to push the same total. I mean, how long do you think it would take for us to get the guys in the second computer to be pushing within the same time frame?
The thing is, we don't know what what the factor is, right? Because Scooby's
Right.
at 100%. It should be fine.
What about what is their? Fuck, that's a good point.
Like there's no other variable that we can
Right.
work on. It's already at 100%.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, should we get them on the old computer, test it again, see how that goes? Do we need everybody that's on the main computer on the main computer? Can we get them on a second?
Yeah, we
you know
do.
what I mean?
We need everybody on that main computer right now needs to be on there. Yeah.
Because of the,
Yeah. Fuck.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's why it's taking a long time.
Why
check
is
on 'em
that?
again.
Is that just because they're starting out? Like what's going on there?
And
I'm
the thing, it
wondering-
has nothing to do with stars either, because Stevie is at 100 stars. He's on
Yeah.
a new computer, and he's got 2 minutes and 30 as well between customers.
Well, here's what I'm wondering, right? Our
Oh.
strain is Scooby Dooby,
Mhm.
and maybe they see that we are Scooby Dooby, and that's why we sell faster because our strain is at 100%.
Right.
They don't have a strain.
Mm.
Oh, right.
You get what I'm
So-
saying?
It could be just like selling any other
It's on
strain.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much are they
Uh,
getting paid per strain though, or per bag?
I haven't asked them, but I did ask Zero from Jack's crew. He's getting paid 13.5 in comparison to our 16.5, 17.
Mhm.
So something's off.
Oh wow! So this might not be working at all then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something's definitely off. It might be that strain name. That might be the variable.
The thing, fucking hell. Well, but you'd have to move the heist crew to the second computer. But then again, like,
No, that's not worth it. That's not worth it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. Like, we got so many people part of the weed shit. It's very hard to make everyone fit. It really is.
Let me get more data on it. Let me speak with Ilya. Let me see if it improves over these next days. Let's not change anything yet. And if it stays the same, then we make a decision. Because maybe it was
Okay.
a one-off type of thing. We don't know. So let me just collect more data on it.
What do we want to do with so are we gonna stick with like illegal money? Are we sticking like I think it was like 25-30% crew cut? I do want to ask Gigi what you propose for like new moonshine money. Do you have any plans for the breakdowns for
Yeah,
how we do that one?
I feel like the moonshine is really similar to weed.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time to push the moonshine, though, I think we're getting once our moonshine is better, we're getting more money per hour than somebody pushing weed.
Oh yeah, probably for sure.
Yeah, which is why I think a lot of us are kind of focused on that. It's hard to say though because we need to kind of develop our recipes and things. So right now it's hard to quantify. I think a similar split would be good. I personally, anything I make from moonshine, I'm gonna throw into the crew, but we still need to split for other people. But then again, it's me or you guys cooking, right? We don't have anyone making
Yeah.
moonshine for us.
That's it for now, as far as I know, at least.
Okay.
Unless someone's doing stuff on and haven't really told us yet. But yeah, as far as I know, it's
Yeah.
us free.
I'll need to think on it because I was also going to check a few things with running. The idea is you can take multiple crates down to the moonshine guy and run all of them at the same time. And then the
Yeah.
money per hour with that, if you're maximizing, you look at all the labels, all the spots you have to deliver them to, and you make a route that makes sense. That could be really good. You can also, apparently, you can hand bottles to other people to run. So if
Yeah.
you have a few that are up in Polito that need to be delivered, you can give all your Polito bottles to one guy, right? So if we all run at the same time, or we bring the crates down at the same time, at least to the guy, we can really maximize this, I'm thinking. So I think we need to test that and figure out how much money we can make in what amount of time when we do it like in the best way possible. And then it'll be a little easier to figure out, cuts, because if the money is really good, people are going to want to do that and they're going to want to cut and they're.
So for
I
now
feel-
then, oh sorry, Luciano, go on.
Sorry, I feel we got to stop working independently, individually. We got to start working
Yeah.
together as a crew. Harry and I
course.
have an operation going. Gigi, you have an operation going with someone external. So a
No,
couple
it's
of
just
my
mine. It's just mine.
It's
That
just
was
yours?
just
Right.
sharing notes. Yeah.
sharing notes. Gotcha. One of my runners is a fucking sewer guy as well. He's consistently getting these ingredients also. I mean, we
Mm.
could all put our fucking heads together, put our fucking distillers, our ingredients together and whatnot, and start cooking. I've been
Yeah.
pushing. I've been essentially like giving bottles from Eve's end. I'm not like giving them any ingredients or anything like that. Like I'm cooking for myself, but
Hmm.
they have extra bottles that they need help pushing. I've been pushing that, and they had like 27 crates of moonshine.
Oh wow.
That is so many bottles that need to be pushed. Like they couldn't even do it on their own. You know what I mean? So we need to get to that level where we're producing a lot. But the reason it's working for them is because they're working together.
Right. I mean, yeah, I've got 2 distillers right now. I was thinking of buying more and just, working on that. And
Yeah.
at that point, I just need a pusher. I was going to have Tony do the pushing because he doesn't mind it too much. But that's just one person, So I was asking around. There might be some other people I can grab, but I think that's what we're going to need we're going to need, because any number of us here can just buy more distillers and make more. We can all do that. But the pushing, I don't think it should be us doing all of it. We're going to have a very big operation where we're going to need this pushed fast. So maybe some of the guys, if there's some guys doing weed and they can only stomach doing that for just so many hours a day, ask them, hey, can you put in extra hours pushing? This stuff, maybe.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of the moonshine shit myself right now.
Mhm.
It's a choice. I'm obsessed with it, but I know what I'm like. I will like once I know for certain that I think this is solid and can be built on, I'll probably start like I'll be able to put operation together no problem. But for now, like I'm seeing where it goes.
Yeah.
But so
Yeah.
is it? Are we good then making it the same as weed? So I think it's like 25% of the money generated goes to the crew. Only reason I bring it up is because this is taking like I'm talking about like 90% of my time between the sewers and whatever else. So I just need a little
is
bit
a
of
lot of time,
kickback
yeah.
every week from it. Just so
I
I don't go
think-
under. That's all.
Yeah, I think more money should go to the people that are cooking it because of the amount of time spent, especially because we all have to gather our own ingredients. There aren't enough people selling stuff from the sewers right now for us to not be collecting it ourselves, from what I've seen. So our time definitely, as people making it, needs to be valued. But if we're having people push a lot of our product, then a wider operation, maybe we don't need as big of a percentage.
So maybe for now. So if listen, I got overwhelmed by crates. I needed someone to run it for me. I just got Sai, one of the guys that I know can do good work to run my bottles for me. I just gave him like I said, keep half the dirty money. Should we deal with like whole operations and like cuts further down the line and just take the crew tax for now, or
I think
Yeah.
before we get to that, but I think we should work on either you, me, or Gigi working on the rep with this Luna person.
Mhm.
yeah,
so
that's
the
important
money
for sure. Yeah.
the money isn't really the issue. I mean, if you have extra crates, just keep them at the house. One of the three of us will run it.
Right.
It doesn't really matter, But yeah, sorry. Go on with the cut, please.
I think maybe the easy thing for now is just if you have a runner, sell it to them directly.
Right.
Tell them, give me this much, either dirty or clean, however you want to do it, cash. And then you can run it and keep the rest. And, we can sort of, I don't know if you've been tracking this, but we can tell about how much money we're going to get back. Like a below average crate for me is getting 560 to 600 approximately. So if you just have them pay you flat for it, just to make it easy, and tell them you run it in your own time,
Yeah.
that's good. If you can get clean cash, that's really good, because then we don't have to worry about the bottleneck of us having to clean the dirty rolls as well.
For
And
sure.
maybe do that for now while we're still working out our recipes, because it's just going to be all this shit that we have to offload. And tracking all of it, plus with all these different amounts that we're getting back, might be messy, I think.
I mean, I'm just keeping track the whole total dirty cash that I've gotten from my stuff.
That's what I'm doing too right now.
Yeah, me too. I got it all written down. So, all right.
Yeah.
I think we basically it's gonna be similar to how weed is. So that's good.
Yeah. And I think we just do it like we said for now, and then if we want to really revisit it later when we have all of our numbers and data in, we can easily.
Easy. All right.
Yep.
All right.
One more thing on the line of dirty cash. Would it be smart? I spoke to Gigi about this. We're still like on the fence about it. If, for example, somebody offers us like $6,000 worth of dirty cash, and we buy it from them for like 5K clean, would that be worth it? Is that worth it when you clean it? I don't really know much about cleaning and whatnot.
I thought on that when you told me about it after that. I think our profit that we would need to take off of it would have to be well above 10%, at least like 15, 20%, for that to make sense. Because if we just want to bring it to the lady at the VU and have that 5% cut that she'll take out at best, we could do that, but then someone has to clean it. It's washed cash that we get back. Someone has to do the cleaning run. That's probably Octo. They're going to get 5%. And then what? We get 5% left over if we took 15 of the total value. And we took more of Octo's time to clean it. So it's not too bad, but the margin would have to be really high for that to make sense, I think.
So yeah, like if, for example, I do have an offer right now. Somebody's offering me 6K, 30. I haven't accepted anything or anything like that, but I'm thinking like if I give them 5K clean, I think that's well above 15%, right? More or less.
Well, you're trying to buy dirty cash? I zoned out for like 15 minutes, guys. I'm so sorry.
He's going to spend clean cash to buy more value in dirty cash, and then we run it.
Yeah, we should 100% do that. Profit,
right? I mean,
yeah, I think a lot of people have the same bottleneck we have, and that's what I was saying. At worst, we have to bring it to the VU lady, so that's an extra 5% out. But that's worst.
Yeah. My only opinion is long as Octo and Lang are good with it, because they're the ones really doing.
Yeah.
Octo does a lot of the cleaning. Lang does clean of the VU. You know.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's ever bad to make more money, even if it's a little bit more work. Like we need money, guys. We need so much money right now.
We can even advertise a laundry service and tell them like bring dirty laundry, we'll give you clean, and
yep.
The problem with that is like the cops are instantly gonna know you're dabbling in dirty cash because motherfuckers do this shit so blatantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that could be a whole empire though. You know, money cleaning can be an empire. You know, especially with these washes and the process. Like that could be someone's bread and butter if you want it to be. I met this woman called Fanny. Her stick is she buys jewelry for like half, but she actually works hard and can be bothered to run the pawn shop. Like opportunities are just sitting there, you know.
Yeah, like I'm personally starting to buy as much dirty cash as I can as well. It's never a bad thing to do. Even jewelry we should be buying like 100%. We should be buying everything. We should be fucking sharks and just buying everything for people that want to get rid of it for cheap.
Yeah. All right.
There's plenty of people that do this stuff casually. You know, they're not really putting a lot of time in, and they just have 200 extra jewelry, and they're like, I don't. They're ready to get rid of it. You know, so we just snap that up every time.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, I'll make the deal then.
All right, I gotta go handle some shit. We're all good, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good meeting, guys.
Anyone got any food by any chance? A snack, energy bar,
2 chips here.
or that'll just one of those.